Give like an approximation of minutes. I'm sorry, I didn't. Oh, okay.
You are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and next to me is my trusted companion,
John Jones. What's up, everybody? Welcome.
Today, our slew of amazing interviews continues.
Yes.
And today we have none other than the king of the polyam cult and our native Pittsburgher, MV Young. MV,
What's up,
how
y'all?
are you?
I'm great. How are you guys? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I was talking when we interviewed Effy. I was talking to him about how the big gay brunch isn't just lesbian and gay people, and I brought up the young, pretty guy who looks like Billy Idol. And this was months ago, and he was like, "Oh yes, my darling Michael." And then he said he's going to be doing big things, not just with wrestling, but he's about to get his modeling career back and all this other stuff. But he was gushing about you.
Effy's one of my best friends, so that makes sense.
Yeah, Effy's fucking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so like, how did you come to meet him?
Actually, by accident. I started booking the Uncanny. So I have this company in Brooklyn, or did, 3 years ago before polyam gimmick or anything of that sort, called Uncanny Attractions, and it was drags and drop kicks, and we would do drag shows mixed with wrestling. And I would book mostly queer talent, but I actually booked Anthony Bowens, who dropped the date without on very short notice dropped the date. And I didn't really know Effy, and I just this is like pre-Effy. This is like 5,000 follower Effy, like where I am now.
You mean like Fest Effy?
Best Effy, yes. This is like Fest. This is like Effy is literally probably like exactly like where I am in my Indeed name right now. So like it wasn't that hard. But I just DM'd him and asked him, because he followed me and I followed him. You know, we were mutuals on Twitter, but I didn't really know him. I was like, hey, how hard would it be to get you to Brooklyn? He's like, I love Brooklyn. Let's work it out. And literally just like he did the show and we got along so great. And I guess that was 3 years ago now. We've just pretty much talked every day since then, I'd say.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So right now you are walking the streets of Brooklyn.
I am. I'm sorry for the buses and stuff. I'm gonna find a better spot for y'all.
No, it's all right. We can't hear it. It's fine.
Great.
It actually gives us a more grittier feel or some.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is my promo.
Yeah. So anyway, now you grew up in Pittsburgh, correct?
Correct.
And I've
born
heard
and raised
you,
New Kensington.
And you grew up Catholic, right?
I did grow up Catholic.
Now, yes. I grew up Catholic as well.
As Pittsburghers do.
You're right, and yes. I moved on from that. I have my own set of beliefs and such.
Yeah.
But how did you come to discover yourself?
Oh wow. I don't think there's like a one sentence answer to that.
Of course not.
How did I discover things? Like having a very liberal 8th grade social studies teacher that kind of like I don't know, like it's a very conservative area, right? Like
right, especially in New Ken. Yeah.
Especially not in the city.
Right.
Suburbs. Like I'd say like even like Etna, like you're starting to get in conservative town.
Yeah, I mean I'm from the Rocks and
okay, yeah.
It's
so
you know, like the old people are Democrats only because of like, you know, they're for unions and stuff, but they're not really like liberal.
They're a different kind of Democrat.
Right.
But yeah. So, you know, like I didn't even think I even ever thought of political parties, but 2008, I must have been in 7th grade. So the election with Obama. And I feel like I started to realize how fucking racist everyone was. Like, right. But then I had a social studies teacher that was very liberal that heightened, and he's like, hey, everything that you're thinking, that's right. And I was like, okay, cool, word. Which is where I was like, I feel like I was always the most left-leaning person of like my friend group, especially because I played sports and that like general.
Did you go? Did you go to Catholic school?
No, thank fucking God. No,
see, I went to Catholic school, and I had a
Yeah.
similar experience. I mean, I'm not part of the community, but I'm very
Yeah.
left-leaning, progressive.
Yeah.
And my 5th and 6th grade social studies teacher during the election, the first Bush election. So that's how much older I am than you.
During the first Bush, so 2000.
Yeah, like it was him and Al Gore and the dude who used to play
I was in kindergarten,
basketball.
so you're not that much older than me, but yes.
And that's whenever it started sparking in my head too. Okay,
great. So yeah, the election times gets you thinking. I think we all know that. So yeah, I think that that's just like a very small crack in the ceiling. That's what started it. But just like a lot of things, like me, I feel like me being aware of the way things were working in society as a whole in high school, but it not being addressed because I come from like an all-white town and shit like that. And then going to college where you're like very not forced into, like you are around diversity all the time. And then like I moved to the city of Pittsburgh. Well, I'm kind of fast forwarding. I went to University of Central Florida for rugby for like a very short amount of time.
Oh, rugby's badass.
Trained in wrestling down there because I played rugby for at high school too. Then walked on to UCF's team, made it, and then dropped out because I was wrestling. But whatever. Spent a year in Florida training in wrestling, and I moved back to Pittsburgh, where I moved to the city, and the city of Pittsburgh is a very progressive place.
Absolutely.
I lived in Lawrenceville before it was what it was now.
Yeah. Before it was hipster city.
Yeah. Well, even like it was like actual hipsters, not not like gentrified hipsters. Yeah, like it was like very punk and like it was diverse and it's not
I used
like
to
now.
go to the Lawrenceville Moose Club for like I went to see like bands there and also like that shithole in the wall bar that had punk shows. I forget what it's called.
Called Rock Room.
Because
that's I'm about to have a no ring there, baby. But no, yeah, I mean, it's still there. Everything's still there. Lawrenceville's fucked up, but everything just got pushed around, right?
Right.
Pittsburgh's great. I'm so stoked to be back in Pittsburgh. But yeah, the fucking, what was it? Being in the city of Pittsburgh, and then I moved to New York, which is like ultra progressive, and just like things like that. Like, I mean, I always was who I was. It was just it needed to be. I mean, I just had a lot of things in my life that helped me mold that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But like the idea, the philosophy or the lifestyle, however you want to say it, the lifestyle of polyamory. How did that seep in? Like
that was just like became a preferential thing as I was dating. Like it was just like as I realized, like I was just as someone like I just realized that it seemed to be the most comfortable way. And I think that I thought that it was like maybe like wrong until I started going to therapy. And she was like, my therapist was like, yeah, that's actually pretty normal. So actually, shout out to my therapist, Cindy. She's the reason this gimmick even exists.
That's awesome.
But my former therapist, Cindy. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like me feeling validated by my therapist that it's a valid lifestyle.
Yeah, we're the people who run the podcast network that we're on. They are a polyamorous couple, and
oh, nice.
And me and my ex-fiance were looking into it, and I bought a book.
Yeah. Lots of good books on.
Yeah, and I realized it wasn't for me, but
yeah,
like a progressive would think, I don't shame or look down upon or think that it's bad if someone else does. I think that's great. If it works for you, that's fantastic. Right.
I know plenty of progressive people who are monogamous. Yeah. Absolutely nothing wrong. Yeah.
Right. So, I was just really interested in that aspect of you. But let's get into the wrestling, shall we, John?
Sure. I'll do
Go.
It. So training. Where did you train? How'd you get the start? How'd you?
So I originally started in Orlando, Florida, at Scott Hall and Larry Zabisco's school.
Nice. Larry Zabisco, another Pittsburgher.
Another Pittsburgher. We bonded over that. Talked to me about Bruno excessively.
Yeah.
I met them both at the Robinson Mall.
I never met Zabisco, but I met San Martino. He was.
I never got to meet
incredible.
Bruno. But yeah, was trained by Larry. I was one of his last students. I actually trained with his son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was great. Whatever year. I didn't like the vibes of Florida, and I was correct. Scott Hall had to go to rehab, so I lost him pretty early on in the process. But anyways, like, yeah, Florida was great. It was a start. But like I said, didn't like the vibes in Florida. And it turns out, like, years later, I found out that the owner of the gym was a pedo, so I was right. Not Larry or Scott, but the owner.
Right.
So anyways, moved back up to Pittsburgh, and I actually started training at PWX.
Okay.
Jack Paul started there too.
Jack Paul, and like that's like right when Moriarty was starting. I'm like a year ahead of Moriarty in training. Like I started I came to PWX as he was starting PWX.
Were you around Pollock?
I was, yeah.
Because
yeah. I mean,
the craziest thing was whenever I was at CCAC down on the north side, I would work out at the YMCA down there. And
I used to work there. I was manager.
So did he. And it was the time that I was actually training at IWC.
Oh, okay.
And I saw him wear a Bret Hart shirt. And we started talking about it, and he was like, I'm saving up money to go to Lance Storm's school. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, he hadn't gone yet. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then years later, I find him out at PWX, and I see that he went to Lance Storm's, and I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. But
and now he's IWC.
Yeah. But we're Enjoy guys now.
We are.
Yeah, well, you're goddamn right I am, pal.
We actually have, on the video here, we have a graphic for Night Moves. Do you want to talk about that at all?
I'm fucking stoked. It happened 7 days after I moved back to Pittsburgh. I literally can't fucking wait to, like, honestly, like, it means fuck what everyone says about belts. Like, yeah, big picture, they don't mean shit. And yes, I got over without any belts, but I can't even lie and say that being a champion in Pittsburgh doesn't mean like the fucking world to me.
Right.
As someone who did PWX, kind of failed. Like, I don't want to say I failed because I don't think it was like my own doing. I just think they didn't like.
Did anyone have success there?
No, but I mean, like they liked Moriarty and shit, and like he like got the. No one has success. Like people like leave. Yeah. Like they wouldn't even like. Okay, let's say this is how down bad I was with PWX. I was getting booked on exclusively the futures shows, not even the main shows, and like people would request matches for me on the main. Anyways. It hurt my feelings really bad, but, you know, you learn as shit goes on that there's a lot of politics and the shit. Jim Miller didn't like me. It is what it is. Fuck those motherfuckers, because now there's this new hot-ass company in town in 2021 with cinema-grade production.
Yes.
And it progressed, and we're all fantastic wrestlers and a progressive attitude, and I'm the fucking champion. And that means the fucking world to me.
And the belt was like
it's
practically made for you, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is such a gorgeous belt, isn't it?
And like we sponsored Canned Heat season 2, and we plan to put more of our efforts toward that company. And I just like you said, cinema grade, like the ending. Yeah. Whenever that you went into that room and it unlocked and everything, I was like, yo, this feels like Lucha Underground. Oh,
it was very Lucha Underground-esque. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, these guys are like, it's a big deal for Pittsburgh, obviously. Like, it's honestly a huge reason I'm moving back to Pittsburgh, because I'm like so stoked to like be representing again.
Not only is it big for Pittsburgh because of the progressive side, but also because the other big indie here runs shows in East Kabumfuck.
Yeah, we're running the fucking north side, baby.
Yeah, exactly, man.
We're running the fucking. We're running the city.
Pittsburgh.
We're taking back the reputation that Blackcraft ruined. And we're in that crowd.
I had friends who went to that show and did not enjoy themselves.
And I have stories about that as well, because I was very integrated into Vicious Outcast Wrestling, which was Blackcraft Wrestling. I don't know if you guys know that.
No, I was not
do
aware.
You guys remember Vicious Outcast Wrestling? They used to run at the Ice Mine.
The only thing that I remember about Vicious Outcast Wrestling is it's where Facade worked for a long time.
Yes. Me and Facade were like, it was very strange. It was like the Pittsburgh people that work for BOW were me and Facade.
Yeah.
It was like very weird. Anyways, so Bill Molnar, the owner, we don't have to name drop too much. Anyways, that Black Craft thing, they wouldn't let me into that, which was very strange. And then full fucking circle, baby. I'm
Right.
coming back as the fucking face of the
Why would
goddamn
they not
show.
allow someone with such a progressive gimmick into something called Black Craft?
Because they weren't like.
Do they
It
not
wasn't like a
understand what?
it feels progressive, but it's not. It's like this like weird edge core straight guy shit. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like this like
no, that's probably perfect.
it's this like goth. I don't know what the fuck. It is like very mid 2010s thing that was happening at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Hot Topic.
So yeah, and yes, Hot Topic wrestling to the fullest extent. So yeah, fuck that. Here we are. I know that we're about to fuck. I'm pretty sure we're about to sell out. I know we sold out the first 2 front rows.
Yeah, John was trying to get.
I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that.
But they said that it was already sold out.
Yeah, y'all gotta get some general admissions quick. But I gotta tell you that this isn't some fabricated excitement that I'm giving you. Like it actually, and I literally told Max and every company about this. Like the fact that I'm representing a Pittsburgh company means so fucking much to me because like I like a big reason I left Pittsburgh is because I felt like I fucking failed. You know what I mean? Like I like couldn't get in anywhere. And as someone who gets flown everywhere now, it's fantastic. But it's always good to have like a home. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And honestly, even New York at its best isn't a good home because it's so hard to have like continuous things here. I'm gonna make Pittsburgh so fucking hot with no rings and enjoy and rise and everything that I'm doing. Like I'm just gonna be this guy. It's just gonna be so busy, and I'm gonna like do everything I can, learn everything that I've learned in New York and all over the world. I'm gonna keep taking my flights. I've already talked to like everyone that consistently flies me out and told them that that's my new airport. Yeah, and they're cool with it.
And the thing
so
is, we have been ready for this because every time Ring of Honor goes stage AE, there's a bunch of people. NXT stage AE, a bunch of people. AEW just
Dynamite
came
and Rampage both sold the fuck out.
And that crowd was loud as shit.
Yes.
The city of Pittsburgh wants that. We don't want to drive 2 hours away to wherever the fuck.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like literally telling, everyone I enjoy, I'm like, listen, y'all run when you run every 2 months, every 3 months. What your plan is like, I'm going to do these little fucking bar shows and I'm going to put that belt up. I'm going to make this shit. I'm going to turn this shit into Brooklyn, baby. I'm going to do everything I learned in New York and I'm bringing that shit here to Pittsburgh.
Aren't you having a show in Polish Hill or something?
Yeah, September 3rd. It's the first one.
Yeah,
September. I don't know if this will drop by then. What's that?
What's that? No, we're dropping this right the day before Polyam Woodstock.
Oh, then hell yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Polyam Saturday, and then next Friday in Polish Hill. No ring, no rolls from against Kaplan from AIW. It's also hardcore bands EP premiere. It's gonna be sick. Oh, wow. I'm really excited to bring this environment that they are called Troffman. Okay. They're pretty sick. They sent me their EP. I was like, fuck it, let's do it, baby. So this shit that I've been like, this environment that I've been in for like 3 years in Brooklyn, and I've like seen like what makes like a young crowd excited. I'm bringing that shit to Pittsburgh.
And it's so cool because it's such a great way to get ideas, is to go and do stuff like this. And I'm very ready and very excited with everything you're saying because I'm so ready for local wrestling that's actually fucking local.
Oh yeah, it's the real fucking city where people want to do shit, not Connellsville, not fucking Westchester, whatever the fuck that place is that IWC runs. Like real Pittsburgh, real feel. If you're looking for an event and you're from fucking whatever, Cleveland or Allentown, and you've never even been to Pittsburgh or whatever, you come into the city and you feel inspired by a real product that is in the real city, that has that real environment, has a champion that represents what Pittsburgh is. How you make a scene. That's how you make a scene happen. Right. That's how an actual scene happens. Someone who represents the city in an environment that represents the city, and you make people excited to be a part of that scene.
Hell yeah.
That's how you get people hyped.
I do want to talk to you off camera, so remind me. But anyway.
Yeah, I actually ran into I actually ran into Max outside of Rampage, outside of the Peterson Event Center. And I was doing a little vlogging, and I had him kind of plug Night Moves for us on there. So hopefully you get a little bit of a bump about that.
So, like, let's take it back a bit. And you were in school, you were athletic, you played rugby, you got onto the rugby team.
I played everything, but rugby was my best sport.
When did you get the wrestling bug? When did you fall in love with wrestling?
Literally, I was so young. I don't know. I remember thinking that you had to be a football player to be in WWE. And I wasn't wrong at the time.
Right.
But I literally thinking, like, I think, like, being very, very, very young and not understanding the concept of wrestling school and just thinking that these dudes were just going out there and doing that. And I think, like, finding out that, like, The Rock was a football player or something, I was like, oh, okay, you be a good football player and then you can get into WWE. but, like, as a very foreign concept. And then I remember, like, being in middle school and, like, watching, like, the Punk documentary or maybe the Jericho documentary and then talking about the school, going to school. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
and honestly,
but you're not wrong now because apparently all of the things that are being said, WWE is going back to that.
We're going back to it, and give a fuck. But what's old is new. But except for the fact that I used to want to be in WWE and now I don't. So
I don't even watch the product. If I hear one match is good, I go and watch it. But I will not dedicate anything.
God, I wish they had Pat McAfee on a good product.
Right.
Literally.
He's pretty damn good at his job. Even when
that's our Yinzer brother.
Yeah.
That's our Plum Yinzer brother showing out.
That's
for
right.
us.
Plum's near New Kensington.
Very close to New Kensington. Yeah, it's like 15 minutes from me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I used to drive that way to visit someone at IUP.
That's how you drive through to get to PWX, so I know it well.
Yeah. So, like, who did you, like, gravitate towards? Like, who
like, I think my first memory is Rock. Like, I think that's, like, what got me into it. But who do I, like, afterwards? Like, I don't know. It's always so murky for me because I just feel like wrestling has always been a part of my life. I remember that I was always playing as the Hardy Brothers on video games.
That makes sense.
I think I actually like Matt Hardy better, which I think is not the popular decision. But
it's not, but I totally understand it.
Yeah.
He wanted to emulate Bret Hart, and Jeff just wanted an excuse to kill himself.
Yes. So I was, and then I feel like in, like, middle school, I got really into, like, Samoa Joe. And, like, I think that, like, in middle school-ish, I remember just being, like, really into dudes that killed people in the ring, and now that's, like, never changed.
Right.
like that's when I got into, like, All Japan, Noah, and, like, Ring of Honor. Like, I remember seeing
that's what happened.
Joe versus Kibashi on
oh god, yeah,
on YouTube, and it kept getting taken down and then put back up again, and eventually it got put up with no commentary, and it's, like, been there for, like, 12 years now.
Yeah.
Tim is our resident Puro expert.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, word. Oh, yeah.
There's people who know way more than me.
Yeah, but, like, you know more than me, so you're our resident.
Yeah, correct. But I mean, like, whenever I stopped watching wrestling in high school, because I was focused on other things. I was trying to make music my career. I was in a band and stuff. But then, like, I remember when the news broke out about Chris Benoit dying, and then me and my friends just reminisced. And then we went out and got a bunch of DVDs. Then we were watching new stuff. And then I would go down YouTube rabbit holes. And that's where, me too, that's how I found out about Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness.
I mean, that's literally exactly what happened to me,
Shingo, Naruki Doi, Davey Richards, you know, and I was like, this is my type of fucking wrestling, because it felt like Perfect versus Bret Hart. It felt like, you know what I mean? So, like...
So what actually happened for me was the ECW invasion angle happened, and I didn't know what the fuck that meant for anyone. Like, I didn't know who they were.
Right.
Like, that was, like, like, I started watching in, like, 2002, so it was, like, right after ECW folded, so I didn't know shit. So I guess the invasion angle must have been, like, what, 05, 06? So, anyways, I went down an ECW rabbit hole, and because of that, I found Ring of Honor, because of that, I found all the Japanese companies, et cetera, et cetera. And then, like, yeah, I was just like, I don't really recall. I started training in mixed martial arts in like early high school, and like I remember like kind of not. Like, I remember, like, people, like, kind of trying to grill me out of hating wrestling, and I think I pretended to hate wrestling, but then I was like, actually, I'm sorry, I actually really like wrestling. So, like, I was just like, I don't...
a lot of MMA guys making the jump.
Yeah.
I know, right? I should have just stuck with it and just, like, been a shooter guy.
I think what you got going on works well.
Yeah, thank you.
But, speaking of Japan, did you ever tour there?
No, the only place I've toured thus far is Europe and UK.
Okay.
God damn, do I want to go to fucking Japan. I've been working with Pero a lot, who works in All Japan, so I'm going to give him a little poke.
The deathmatch daddy bear.
Yes. He's also former All Japan tag champ. So.
Yeah, with Odinson.
Yeah.
I watched them. I first saw Pero. It was either Evolve or FIP, where they were they were pushed. And then Pero came to MLW and just watched No Peace Underground and very happy that he beat the fucking Ohio fuck. Because,
I was for that one.
yeah. You took John Wayne Murdoch's spot.
Yes. God, that Vegas crowd was fucking weird. They were not easy crowd.
No?
No, they weren't. They were, I don't know, like, what they wanted. I think they just wanted the locals. I think they're, like, a not very connected group of fans.
Right. Well, it happened in the Future Stars Wrestling place, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably the thing, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
Who the fuck are all these other people?
I definitely think that's what, there's, like, not, like, Twitter wrestling fans.
And that was my first time seeing Funny Bone. How long is
dude, he's sick.
How long has he been wrestling? Because he looks and he wrestles like a veteran, dude. Like,
yeah, he's been around for like fucking 19 years, and I'm not. I actually, he's an arrogant motherfucker. But my favorite match I've ever had in my life was him in Brooklyn 2 years ago. We fucking tore it up.
Speaking of arrogant motherfuckers, I have a good friend who works in IWC, and there's a guy who worked there for a while. He's also a member of 440. And do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he as big a douchebag as I hear?
To me.
Right. That's what I heard. Because whenever I was in training, you're supposed to shake everybody's hand. You're supposed to respect everyone. And I heard he big leagued the shit out of everyone in that fucking locker room. I also heard that whenever Black Lives Matter was going on, he made his own shirts, and none of the proceeds went to anything other than himself. Got called out on it, and then he it stopped. And I don't understand why someone like this is getting.
I think he made a pride shirt too. I think you just have to realize that in wrestling, people create bubbles of fans. We all do it. Every wrestler that's successful is successful because that like are in the indies because they create a bubble of fandom. And sometimes people create bubbles of fandom that don't give a single fuck about anything that is morality. You know what I'm saying? Like who you're talking about has been around for a decent amount of time, and people don't always necessarily. Especially in Ohio, where you form this strong base, they don't always gravitate towards the morality of decisions or care in any way, shape, or form. So if your fans don't care, you can't ever get canceled.
Right. Well, that's the thing. But the leader of 440, I like.
Seems like a cool guy.
Seems like a cool guy. Yeah. But just he,
it's like what I hear about like other wrestlers. It's like some wrestlers just like are very introverted and they make very good friends with some people, and then other people just like they rub everyone the fucking wrong way. I know what you're talking about with the shirts and stuff. That's fucking weird. And like I said, I think he did the same shit with the Pride shirts and people call him out.
We made a Pride shirt and all the proceeds went to the Trevor Project.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that's allyship. That's all those things. But if your fans don't give a fuck, you can't get canceled. That's my answer.
Yeah. But that's why we're right with the GCW faithful when they chant "Fuck Ohio."
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm fuck Ohio, even if 440 isn't out.
Correct. Same with me.
Yeah.
They had Dennis Kucinich, who was literally raised up the street from me, couldn't get his shit done here because he's a dumbass, and then he went over there.
And put a green shirt on.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So we talked about
No, I was talking about a politician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
fuck Ohio politicians too, baby.
Yes.
He put a proverbial green shirt on.
He put the 440 shirt.
So, Enjoy, we talked about. Talk to me about Wrestle Lab. What is Wrestle Lab?
So, Wrestler's Lab is... So, they started out as a company that was doing, like... I don't know what I call it, pre-shows. Okay, when New York was really hot in, like, the early... Like, 2016, 2017, there'd be, like, these really big super shows. It'd be, like, Battle Club Pro, and then like Tier 1. This is like right when fucking like Triple H was dipping his dick and like letting like the new signees do the indies and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like it'd be like Pete Dunne versus like the champion of Battle Club or like whatever shit. So, anyways, we'd get these like really, really hot cards in New York when that was happening, because like it'd be like Riddle, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, shit like that. They'd be the headliners, right?
Right.
So, anyways, we'd have these really hot lineups that go all day, but Wrestlers Lab kind of got their name by like kind of like doing the pre-show. Like it's like you come and it'd be like all the like I remember AJ Gray was on one, like, and like yeah, whatever, you know. They kind of, and during the pandemic, I think they just kind of rebranded. Well, they definitely rebranded because they made me their champ, but and now they've kind of like, I think they've kind of found their own with like the IWTV tapings, and honestly, I think I think before, like, they were doing well in the sense of, like, they were part of these, but I think they actually have a following now. It's not huge, but I think they have, like, a little loyal following, and it's growing.
I mean, I watch so much fucking wrestling that it's hard to add more. Yeah. But, like, as I follow more individual wrestlers, I end up watching more promotions. And
you have an IWTV sub?
I've heard of... I follow them.
You should do it. You should do IWTV. You should do IWTV. It's $10 a month.
I have an IWTV account.
That's what he asked.
Yeah. No, he said the pizza party.
Oh no! I said, do you have the IWTV subscription?
Yes. I thought I thought you brought up that
pizza party also great, but no, IWTV. So the reason I ask is Wrestlers Lab is about to release their season 2. So I got really fucking hurt in the last season of Wrestlers Lab, so I was like really not stoked with my performances. My first match was like this like blow off match with Mr. Grimm, and we just beat the fuck out of each other. And then I was supposed to have 2 other matches, and I could not fucking. I was just so fucked up.
That's the Santa Claus motherfucker, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was like his gimmick on Enjoy.
I don't know like where that came from, but it doesn't really have anything to do with Doogie. But nonetheless, yeah, we beat the fuck out of each other as we always do, and so I was just so fucked up. So, anyways, I asked him to put me through the ringer for season 2. So I actually am the main event at 5 of the 7 episodes, and I'm actually pretty proud of almost every single match I had. So, yeah, definitely check them out. They're great.
Awesome.
They're buzzy, you know what I mean? They're like, they have something that could be something more.
I mean, like, you know, on IWTV, you could put things on your watch list. It's on my watch list. I just haven't gotten to it yet, you know.
Yeah, well, season 1 is okay, but season 2, when they drop it in October, is going to be great. I'm stoked for the gifts.
We watch a lot of IWTV stuff, and most of my indie viewing is done on IWTV. And on Fight, I buy almost every GCW weekend bundle that comes out.
AAW
as well. But I think it's fair to say you, sir, are blowing up on the independent scene. So
thank you. I think so too.
So what have been your favorite places to work, favorite opponents, who you want to wrestle, persons you want to work for? What do you got going on?
Okay. One of my favorite opponents ever. Okay. Loaded question, sir. Okay.
There's like Drake 4 there. So let's break it down.
JD Drake was one of my favorite matches I've ever had. I want more shit like that.
I like JD
want
Drake
more of that. I want more of that shit.
And where did you wrestle him?
At Big Gay Brunch in April at Mania.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming up, I have Anthony Green, who just got released.
Oh, you mean at the Collective?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, is that what did I say?
Our,
the Collective, right?
Our fucking logo was on the map, bro.
At the Collective, yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, I forget these things because GCW doesn't book me on their regular shows, and I forget the link.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. Everyone asks me this. Everyone fucking asks me.
I mean, you're starting to get a pretty big name, so like, what the?
I always tell Effy, I'm like, Effy, hey, how the fuck am I on a non-rainbow show? And he's just like, listen, man, Brett's weird. You just got it. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm out here doing my thing. Like I said,
how do I get on a non-rainbow show?
I know. Like I said, Anthony Green just got released. I have him at Blitzkrieg in this huge mall venue. It's going to be great. I have Fest coming up. That match, I can't tell you yet, but that match I have at Fest, I promise you, you'll blow your fucking load on that one when you find out that.
That's in October, right?
October 30th. So Fest is like
that shit going to be on IWTV? Because no one's answered me.
It won't be live. I don't think they live stream.
Okay.
But you'll know right away what happens because I'm going to tell everyone. But big plan. Big plans. And then let's see what else I got. Yeah, a bunch of Blitzkrieg Pro in Connecticut, who's a really hot company right now.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of all my Texas shit got canceled because they're like can't put a fucking mask on or put a needle in their arm down there.
Right.
What else do I got? I have a lot of shit coming up, you know. Oh, I have this. Okay, so basically, this Polyam party that's coming up is my last one. Is just me. Woodstock. Last one of me running on my own because Prestige Wrestling in Oregon is pretty much picking up the brand. So I have like a little tour on the West Coast next spring.
Nice.
And
very cool.
I'm gonna bring the Enjoy belt out there. I'll even give away like one match. I'll give away 2 matches because like don't like tweet this out, but if people watch this, they can notice. I'm already booked in Los Angeles for 2 days. One's against JTG and one's against Calvin Tankman.
Oh, wow.
That's gonna roll.
Very cool.
Yeah,
JTG has reinvented himself, and Calvin Tankman is fucking rad.
Yeah, I'm stoked for both of those matches. They're both gonna rip. They're both gonna be sick. I'm trying to think if I have any other match. Okay, look, I have a match against Effy coming up that's not announced. It is what it is. I don't know if y'all saw today. They just announced me and Billy Dixon versus SGC for the GCW tag titles.
Oh, wow. I did not see that.
Where?
Yeah, they just not. Maybe like 4 hours before this.
At like
that's in Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So what I have coming up, as far as so just in this next week, Polyam Party, which is 3 matches alone for me. I have Jimmy Lloyd to open the whole thing.
Yeah, you guys had really good chemistry at that No Peace Ritual.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and we only touched each other like a little bit, so I feel good about like what's going to be like one-on-one. And we both like to get a little bloody, so it'll be fun. And then Friday I have the No Ring, which I think people are really fucking hyped for. And then Sunday is me and Billy versus SGC. So a lot of shit just in the upcoming weeks that's to be hyped about. The week after that, I only have one booking. It's Rise, which is good. I like Rise. It's Lee. I think it might be Lee's first time at Rise in like over a year, so that'll be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have like, and then Anthony Green after that. So yeah, I have a lot of really hot shit coming up. It's just not on GCW. I feel like that's what I always tell them. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna beg Brett Lauderdale to book me. His company's doing fine. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't say that. Like, do I think it'd be good for business? Yes. I also don't think that it's hurting his business. He's doing great.
And we told them to come to the Roxy Theater and put on a show. And every time they go somewhere that's not their home base, they bring in big local names.
Okay, so, if they ran Pittsburgh and didn't have me, then we'd have fucking problems. Right. Because I'm really trying to be the face of fucking Pittsburgh.
Maybe you need to get on the phone with Effy and get him on the phone with Brett Lauderdale because that's.
Well, he said he's been asking.
Yeah, that's helped us before. Brett Lauderdale is hard to pin down. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it is. I don't know the guy at fucking all. I saw him in Vegas. He came up to me, and he said, "Hey, what's up?" Like he knows me. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows. Like it is what it is. Like I can't. I'm not gonna fucking. I'm booked and busy.
Well, hey, let's
every time I.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
He's been very good to us.
He has been very good to us. Yeah.
But I, it's not like I said. It's no ill will. I think it's silly that I haven't been on it yet, but that's life, baby.
I think you eventually will. I think.
Whenever it happens, sure. Whenever it happens, I'll be ready. I'm gonna show the fuck out, and I'm gonna be, I'm fucking ready, baby.
So your favorite opponents so far have been Funny Bone and
Funny Bone, JD Drake. Of course, I want to say Lee, but I know everyone says Lee.
He's that good,
Yeah, he's very good. Funny Bone, JD, Lee. Who are other people I've really liked? Like Tom Waller, which is in the vault like 2 years ago. I wrestled him. That's on YouTube for free, by the way. Or one of them is on IWTV. I wrestled him twice. One of them is on IWTV. That's some 3 years or some. One on YouTube has me with brown hair. That's how long ago it is. 3 years ago. And the one on IWTV is me with blonde hair in 2019. And that was a long ass fucking match, but it was good. It just us beating the fuck out of each other.
What promotion?
Prestige, who had a ton of they're in the Pacific Northwest. They had a ton of momentum before the pandemic, and then the owner basically said, he's like, listen, I'm just not going to do anything. He's like, I have big plans. Like I said, we're planning this full West Coast tour coming up. So
like Defy was
they're very much like Defy,
victim of the pandemic.
Except for they're like leaving. Defy doesn't leave Portland, and Prestige is like going up and down the West Coast.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I assume some of your favorite places to work was Enjoy and the big gay brunches. What other places do you really enjoy going back to? Like, book me on that shit because I enjoy this place.
Well, so let me just say that I'm very, very, very excited to be bringing No Ring Wrestling to Pittsburgh, because I can't say a promotion, but anytime I do a No Ring show, the crowds are so fucking hot. But my favorite thing about them is the No Rings win over people and make them wrestling fans. And that is why I'm so fucking excited for to bring No Rings to Pittsburgh, is because I guarantee you, after this shit on next Friday, I'm gonna sell tickets to Enjoy. I literally guarantee it. That's my favorite. And the thing about the No Rings is being amongst. So anytime, what I'm getting at is to answer your question, anytime anyone books me in something like a No Ring where I'm amongst the people and people can feel how fucking cool and like concert-like and intimate professional indie wrestling is, that's how you suck them in for like the ring shows. And they're like, oh shit. They're like, I didn't know it could be like this. They're like, oh, I have Vince brain, Vince McMahon brain, Cena. And then it's like, they're like, oh my God. Yeah. And like, that's why I think that No Ring Wrestling is the heroine of professional wrestling. It fucking hooks you.
I feel attending your first indie show makes you a fan for life.
I think so. A good one, not like a shit show one. Like, I think Enjoy's. Listen, I'm not trying to talk shit on nobody, but we all see what's happening in Pittsburgh. Enjoy's going to be number one after this show, no fucking doubt. Can we in any way deny that? Like, come on.
When I talked to Max, he said Max said that Night Moves is going to be Can't Heat season 3, right?
I think is that their plan?
That's what Max told me.
Then it might be less episodes. I'm not sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, if you just like put it in the terms of how everyone that experiences wrestling for the first time and or has been going to other companies in the meantime experiences that in that environment, you can't even like, it's going to hook everyone, right? Like, they're going to be the hottest fucking thing. They might be literally one of the hottest tickets in town because Pittsburgh isn't like other places where it's not like New York where there's a million other things to do at fucking night. Like, you're not really competing with anything.
Right.
And that could be a bad thing or a good thing. Yeah. So, no, I'm so high on this company. I'm so ready to I'm so proud to represent them. Dude, they're going to be such a big fucking deal.
Yeah. We are very excited for every time you say those things. It makes us happy.
And I'm not
proud.
This is not a puff piece, because trust me, I say how I feel.
Oh no,
I know. This is authentic.
Now, you said you wanted to go to Japan, and you watched Ring of Honor back in the day, and this and that. Now, you could pin this question down to the present and where you are in your career right now, or you could dream as big as possible. Yeah. What are some wrestlers, and they could even be female, because I saw you and Allie Catch put on a fucking banger. Fucking who are some wrestlers that you would love to wrestle?
Well, I got to tell you, I have extreme FOMO that Minoru Suzuki is going to be here and I can't wrestle him.
Dude.
Or more so that, and I understand because I'm not on the level. Like I'm doing well, but I'm not on the level where someone would want to give me him yet. And I understand that, but it makes me so hungry for that. I want Maki Ito.
Right. That would be very entertaining.
Yes.
Yes. And I want. If you're letting me aim as high as I want, if you're letting me aim as high as I want Kenta. Yeah. I want. Man, I don't know. I just want people that are gonna bring a fucking fight. Ishii. I want people that are gonna give me a fucking fight, baby.
How about Nakajima?
I was just gonna say. Everyone tells me and Nakajima. That's what everyone. Well, not everyone. All of my students, because my students always say you versus Nakajima. I'm like, yes, Nakajima, Go Shizaki. Like these are the people I fucking want, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah.
So we pretty much
I don't think I named this single American wrestler, but that's okay.
Oh, you'll get there,
Yeah.
But we were going to ask you what promotions you want to work for.
I was just going to say, two of the things on our list to talk about was Big Gay Brunch, Napoleon, and Woodstock, but you pretty much took the reins on that one.
But we were going to ask you what promotions you want to work for. We kind of touched on that with GCW and Japan and Big Gay Brunch. But with Polyam Woodstock, give us a summarization of what to expect.
Well, so I think that for every other polycult party that I have done, it's always been had its own flair that happened, and I didn't know, like, I couldn't explain why it happened or how it worked, but it just did. Like the last one I did was supposed to be outside and ended up being inside because of rain. And I literally said, welcome to the Polyam nightclub. And then everyone fucking ate that shit up out of it. Like, right. You know what I mean? Like, what's going to make this one is that, one, there's 3 other companies running. It's all fucking day. There's bands playing. I'm literally in someone's backyard trying to sell the idea of a music festival to you.
Now, you said 3 promotions are running. No Peace Underground is running ayahuasca, right?
Yes. So it's Industrial World Wrestling, Invictus, No Peace, and then Polyam Party.
Invictus, and that's the one that gave me Jacob Fatu against, I think, AJ Gray or something.
AJ Gray, yeah. They're good. They're just hidden in upstate New York, so no one knows about them. They're good.
Awesome. So this is going to be like the wind down, and we've never done this. It's going to be like a hot seat type deal. And it's a Pittsburgh edition.
Hey, let's go.
All right. So, we're going to... It's going to be like rapid fire questions, bullshit like that.
Fast money.
All right, now I'm nervous, but okay.
Favorite restaurant?
In Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay, listen, I'm sorry that I know this is like supposed to be super quick. I've been gone for 6 years, and I know that it's so cliche, but I go to Permanis every fucking time I'm back in town. I'll have a better answer for you in a year once I've done it again for a year.
Yeah.
But I do go to Permanis every time.
Permanis,
people grill me for Permanis. I love Permanis.
Fuck that, dude. Permanis rules.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I like you, yeah.
Our friend from Dallas, Texas came up here a couple years ago.
He's also a YouTuber. And
he's also a YouTuber.
Became best friends.
And he came up here from Dallas, Texas a couple years ago. First thing we did, go to the Strip District, go to Permanis.
Gotta go to the 24-hour one, baby.
Yep.
So, next question is a favorite place to take someone on a date.
Every single time I am with someone, that's a loaded question because if it's someone without Pittsburgh experience, you take them to Mount Washington, right?
Uh-huh.
You take them to the View at night.
Yep.
I'm gonna be involved in a gay wedding on Mount Washington next month.
Fuck yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I guess they do weddings there now. I actually saw.
It's gonna be at the Lamont because my uncles have money.
I have been to a wedding at the Lamont. You will enjoy yourself there.
Yeah,
that sounds really fun.
Good food.
If it's a Pittsburgh girl, Pittsburgh girl, boy, non-binary person, my favorite date would be it's personally, I love going to Frick Park during the day.
Yeah.
Like I love like walking through Frick Park during
absolutely.
yeah.
Favorite music venue?
Well, my favorite music venue before it closed down was the Ultra Bar. I actually wrestled there. It was I watched like some of my favorite bands there, like the Front Bottoms and shit. But
I saw Converge there. I saw Big Crit there. I've seen Andrew WK there. It was so fucking good, and
it was sick. It was so intimate and loud.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
some dude bought it and turned it back into a fucking church.
Right.
I'm so glad I got to wrestle there before it shut down.
Yeah. Late September, we're going to the Roxy and to see Code Orange. That's gonna be fucking rad.
Yeah.
That's gonna rip.
I'm gonna go see Tala there on the 8th. Code Orange, Black Dahlia Murder in October. Fucking January's Motion City soundtrack.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's a new venue. Well, it's an old venue that got done and everything in the Rocks, and it's so nice. But favorite musical artist from Pittsburgh?
Mac Miller. I mean, it's not even like love Mac Miller.
Okay. Favorite famous person from Pittsburgh?
Can I answer too?
Andy Warhol.
Yeah, Andy Warhol. I was gonna say Andy Warhol or my spirit animal, Jeff Goldblum.
I thought you were gonna say Fred Rogers.
Well, I do love Fred Rogers. Fred Rogers is one of my childhood heroes, but I just love how delightfully strange Jeff Goldblum is.
Yeah, no doubt.
Favorite gym?
So I used to go to this place. Say favorite gym?
Yep.
I used to go to this place in Lawrenceville that I think it moved. It was called Selly's, and it was like a powerlifting gym. And I think they moved because I walked by when I was there last month, and it wasn't there. So they either shut down or they moved, but it was called Selly's.
Where was it?
The owner was like this. It was right on, it must have been like, it was at the bottom of Lawrenceville, like right at the intersection before you go up Liberty Ave, like on the corner. And it was in the basement of like a motorcycle shop, but it was like this like real like fucking like gym, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a Planet Fitness or some shit like that. I hope they didn't fucking go out of business because of the pandemic, because that place was sick. And I'm honestly like, kind of thinking like where I want to go now that I'm back next month. So I got to figure that shit out.
And favorite Pittsburgh sports team?
Pirates. I am a baseball fan through and through. Yes, they're fucking terrible.
All right, listen, I won't hold it against you.
I like every sports team in Pittsburgh. Don't get me wrong, but like, I've always been more like 2013 to 2016 when we were winning games was like some of the best times of my goddamn life.
Right, and the park is just amazing.
The park,
of course, but going to the park in 2013 was some of the best times of my fucking life.
Right,
2013. New winning team, wild card shit. Oh my god, what a time!
Before he passed away, I went and saw Ralphie May live at the Pittsburgh Improv, and he told a joke about how he loves baseball, and he wanted to go see the Pirate game, and he said, "Our stadium is as nice as it is because it's barely used."
Well, I honestly, my whole thought on the Pirates now is that we can ride what we did in the 70s, and we could get a good player and develop them more and then make money off of them by trading them or whatever. But the big money is going to come from this park.
Yeah.
That's how I see
it. I mean, that's obviously how our owner operates, but we all witnessed an accidental explosion of winning in 2013, 14, 15, 16.
Yes.
So it's not out of question. It was great. You have to, even if you're not a baseball guy, you have to admit the vibes in the city were fucking immaculate those summers.
In 2013,
yes,
I actually during we got in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, 2013 is when the wild card game happened, where like the town exploded.
I was at a bar watching it, and that was like the first time baseball had ever caught my fucking attention, because
it felt surreal.
I think baseball is pretty boring, but like. And I don't like the NFL anymore for a bunch of reasons. So, like, I love the Pens. But
love the Pens. Don't get me wrong. My number 2 is the Pens.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I actually just went to the baseball park to see Green Day live. That was a very nice time.
That's how Bob's making all his money, pal.
Yes.
But
I got to see Green Day. It doesn't bother me.
MV, anything else you want to say before we let you go into your abode, so you can quit walking?
No, listen. No, first off, it was a nice walk. I loved it. Second off, I don't have a closing statement. I'm not good at this shit, but I'm not good at closing off podcasts. But I do want to say that as excited I was to talk to you about, to you two about everything, that's because I am genuinely excited to be back. My heart is so full to be back in Pittsburgh, representing Pittsburgh and living Pittsburgh, doing the no rings, representing Enjoy, representing Rise, doing all this shit that I'm doing. Like,
man,
this was fucking great. This was a great intro back into what my life's going to be. And I guess just a little over a month from now, because I moved back October 1st, I'll be living right in Bloomfield, baby, as Pittsburgh as it fucking gets.
Oh, Bloomfield's nice.
Yeah, so I can't fucking wait to see y'all. Sorry, let me warm up. See yins at shows.
Right.
See yins around. See yins at the Pens games. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to represent. And thank you for letting me talk about it, because I've been wanting to talk about it. Yeah. Not all my demographic is Pittsburgh. Actually, hardly in my demographic is Pittsburgh. So it's really nice for me.
Well, we're gonna work to make that change. Because you have two fans for life. It doesn't matter. And it honestly didn't matter that you're from Pittsburgh. It just added to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But we will start and drive that bandwagon. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
So, there you have it. MV Young. Some exclusive information here on the podcast. Do with that what you will. Follow this man everywhere at King MV Young.
Please, my old account's gone.
Yes, the Twitter fucked him because he kept saying that he was going to beat racists and homophobes' ass, which should not be a bad thing. I guess like us crazy liberals must have to make a parlor for ourselves now.
Yes.
But anyway. How do I usually do this? I can't even think right now.
You say whether it's morning.
Oh, yeah. Whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one, and peace and love to all of you.
And then we end it with a 2 sweet.
Bang! Oh, man.